Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our second game of the night coming up here. It is game two between LGD and CIS. CIS looking good in game number one. We'll see how they fare here in game number two. I'm Zyori, joined once again by Fogged. What's the good word here coming into game two of the night, buddy?
Thankfully, we're going to be seeing Lycan banned all these games.
Yeah,
That's the good
news.
word.
That is the good word indeed. I went down and made some coffee during our break, Fogged. I'm ready to perk up, wake up, and well, I'm ready to hop into this game. Except I have to be honest, my Chinese stream keeps freezing, and it's driving me bonkers.
No bueno, man. No bueno.
It's no
Is,
bueno.
is it Brian's fault?
It might be. I don't know whose fault it is. All I know is this stream was working perfectly for gods the other day, and now it's not
Brian's
working
fault.
for me. So we'll do it
You're
the old-fashioned way
sabotaged.
here. We'll look at the my stream's totally frozen. So we'll do it the old-fashioned way here and just take a gander at the in-game.
Dude, sabotage, man.
Yeah. So, okay, CIS, they've got first ban, first pick. They will take out the Lycan. LGD ban out the Invoker. Nothing too crazy. Actually hopped into this one a little early. I had that picnic moment where I came back. I was like, oh god, the game's starting. We better go. And nothing exciting is happening.
Wow, way to go, man.
I know.
Yeah, well,
I messed it up again, Fogged.
bans are usually pretty... I mean, these bans have been pretty, standard. I mean, we've been seeing this Batrider ban, though, like first two, which isn't the most we see happen too often, but I guess versus LGD, they do play a pretty mean bat, and CIS doesn't want to have to deal with that at all.
Yeah.
The hero is very powerful.
Yeah, he sure is. All right, I've got the Chinese stream up once again. We'll have one more go at it, and if it keeps freezing, then I'll just say, be done with it, and just use it during breaks.
And LGD decides this time, you know what? Yeah, we're banning Ember Spirit. You're not getting it.
Yeah. You know what? I think banning Ember Spirit might be a good idea, guys. And,
Yeah, because although Icy did not have the best game possible, that Ember Spirit really played that lane quite well because he was saving his Sleight of Fist for when he would get close. So the Centaur would try to stun, and then he'd cancel it, and the Ember Spirit would just be holding, waiting to use that Sleight of Fist to dodge the stun, and he's dodged it, I think, what, 2 or 3 times. So CIS actually opt to go for this Centaur first pick this game.
they sure do, and I'm not surprised to see that whatsoever. All of these Asian teams really, whether it's China, whether it's Southeast Asia, they love them some Centaur. He's the flavor of the month right now. He's kind of like the off-laners, if you will.
And LGD goes, wow, right away they go for their 2 supports, and they go for the Sand AA combo, which is a pretty damn strong combo. And yeah, we were talking before about how Sand just sometimes underrated, but definitely not in China lately because they've been picking this hero way more often than before. Just because you can farm this Blink Dagger so much easier in the jungle with your Sandstorm if you level it a few times. And not even just that, the hero just is such a presence on the map. He's a support hero who, if he gets that Blink Dagger early, can just put so much pressure on the map.
Yeah, I mean, 2 days ago, we saw Net even just going for, at level 5, 3 points in Sandstorm. He was that serious about farming stacks in the jungle that he opted to level Sandstorm over Burrow Strike. And he ended up getting his ult at, like, level 8 because he was too busy farming stacks. I mean, Sand Kings need to make money, too. So
Yeah, and at CIS end up going for a Visage now, right after that Centaur. So they do have a ton of burst right now out of those 2 heroes. And a lot of physical damage and a lot of magical. So good pick right there, I think.
yeah.
We don't really... I mean, we've been seeing Visage not really picked too much, I don't think. It gets banned out a lot, so most teams don't really get the chance to pick it, and a lot of teams don't really want to grab it the first 2. We see this Wraith King ban again by LGD, so
Yeah.
I guess there's something about that hero.
Yeah, something about it, indeed. I saw a carry Wraith King earlier this morning in Star Ladder, but that was a relegation match that didn't really matter for too much, so it was slightly different circumstances. I don't know what to make of these Wraith King bans, to be perfectly frank. I haven't seen him be particularly scary in any role over the past month, but I guess he can be a little irritating.
Underrated. I do think the hero is underrated. The new slow is pretty ridiculous on his ultimate. It slows the attack speed and the movement speed when he comes up, and it's 75% slow. It's pretty massive. And the stun cooldown being 8 seconds and lasting for 2 seconds with a dampering slow afterwards, he's pretty damn strong if you can fit him in a really strong lineup. Especially because also he gives that, of course, the range lifesteal to all your heroes.
Yeah, that is one thing that he does that is really unique. The ranged lifesteal in the aura that also stacks with other lifesteals. So it can actually be pretty scary. What do you think about Ancient Apparition versus
LGD's
Visage
turn
right
to
now?
ban.
Who would you say is a better support, or are they on the same tier and just extraordinarily different?
I think I honestly think that AA is a bit stronger right now, just because the fact that
Really?
Visage, he does do a ton of damage, of
10
course,
seconds
but
remaining.
AA just makes all of you guys do so much damage, and a lot of people overlook
5
Ice
seconds
Vortex.
remaining.
It's 18% slow at level 1, and on top of that, it decreases your resistances. So with the Sanking
Reserve
combo, if you just have
time.
an Ice Vortex down, while a Sanking, say, gets an ulti off early on, it does
Mhm.
so much more damage.
That's a good point. The Ice Vortex is something often overlooked, but yeah.
And you don't
Radiant
even need it.
team
Like with
pick.
Visage, you really want to get that level 6 as fast as possible. A, of course you do too, because Ice Blast is a global, which is extremely powerful.
Hmm.
But he is extremely useful early on. And I mean, Visage has gotten a couple nerfs, and he's gotten kind of, I mean, a little bit weak. If he gets engaged on in some of the fights early on, he
Yeah.
can just die very, very quickly. So he has to be in very good position. And we do see CIS actually go for a
LGD's
Treant
turn to
Protector.
pick.
Yeah, reminded me of old Evil Geniuses a little bit, bringing back the Treant.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
we've been seeing a lot of
hmm.
Western teams pick up that tree a lot more, especially because a few teams think that it's quite a decent counter to Lycan. I mean, I'm not sure if it's so much of a counter to Lycan. I just think the hero is just a bit underrated. He's so powerful. I mean, the Living Armory has taken nerfs, but it still ends up saving people in a lot of scenarios. And Leech Seed on top of that does
Radiant team
so much
pick.
damage and so much healing. And if you're walking around like we
Yeah.
saw PPD doing, just walking around invis and scouting out, you're a walking ward, yes, but that's a good thing as well because you're not taking farm and you're able to help your team from that invis. You can cast your living armor, it doesn't reveal you. You can set
Mhm.
up very, very opportunistic ganks with your ultimate. So
Yeah, I don't know. I think it may be too bold to call Tree a counter to Lycan, but he has a skill set that is definitely strong against Lycan. I
10
like to put it
seconds
that way. Living
remaining.
Armor, it helps, but the problem that I see with Tree is he just needs some of that
5
early
seconds
experience. Living Armor is
remaining.
very underwhelming in the first couple levels, and it doesn't
yeah,
really
for
start
sure.
getting scary till like level
LGD's
3, and then
turn to
especially
ban.
when he hits level 7 and gets that
And we
fourth
do see
point.
CIS go for a
But
drow also this game. I'm not really liking this CIS lineup too much right now. LGD's lineup just looks much stronger overall, and
yeah,
I'm not really too sure what they're gonna go for here.
it'll
10
probably be a
seconds
solo
remaining.
mid alchemist. That's how most of these Chinese teams have been running that
5
hero.
seconds remaining.
Might even just be another jungling Doom, or actually I'm not sure how
Reserve
LGD want to
time.
lane this. To be perfectly honest,
It could
um,
even be a farming doom at this point.
yeah, it could just be like a position one kind of safe lane Doom, and then they could grab an off laner here with this final choice. They've got a couple of options. I'm not really sure exactly what CIS are going for here. They've got one of these lineups where they've got some decent initiation with the Centaur and Treant. They've got mediocre carry with the Drow Ranger. They don't really have a lot of pushing, and
But
they
well, I mean they do have a good amount of push. Drow is such a
well,
beast
okay.
pusher.
Yeah, she's okay. She is good at pushing, yeah, with the aura, and they do synergize well with the Visage birds. But
Exactly. So I mean, the Drow isn't really. Yes, she is a hard carry, but in this type of lineup with Visage, you don't really have to have that Drow just be like he needs to go full out damage items. I think the build that we've seen like Eternal Envy do and just going for like mobility and just getting levels up on that Drow Ranger and just be having your Visage be able to dish out a lot of damage is
mhm,
probably one of the better builds because I'm not the biggest fan of this Drow Ranger. The hero is just so weak. If people can just get up in your face, you
yeah,
lose all of that agility, and it's such a problem. And I mean, LGD already has heroes that can really just run at CIS at this point,
Radiant
even though
team
CIS does
ban.
have a Centaur and a Tree.
yeah. I mean, they're already pretty melee heavy, but Clockwork could be an offlane option for LGD, and that's a hero that he just shits all over Dro. Just yeah, his skill set very, very good
5
Wow,
against the Drow
seconds
swearing.
Ranger.
remaining.
Jeez. No,
Huh?
but it's
Oh
true. It's true. I was just kidding.
5
yeah. Oh
seconds
yeah.
remaining.
But no, it's true. The clockwork does just he gets right up in Jarrah's face, but I don't know if we'll be seeing that. Maybe we'll.
Reserve time.
It's definitely a possibility though. The hero is really strong versus everything that CIS does have right now, and
Mhm.
overall Clockwork's just a really strong hero.
Yeah, definitely. And CIS, they'll ban out the Slark. Would have been another decent option for
LGD's
LGD.
turn to pick.
And we'll see what they want to final pick. So how does CIS want to lane this? I wonder if it'll be a Dro in the mid, or if it'll just be like a safe lane farming Dro with an offlane Centaur, and then just mid hero of choice here for their last pick.
Yeah, we're gonna see. They don't really have too much time left on either of the teams. They have very little of their bonus time left, so their pick will be coming out soon. We do see CIS actually they did ban out a
10
Slark,
seconds remaining.
so I guess they might have been thinking that LGD goes for a Slark, but no, they go for a Void. So it's gonna
Whoa.
be
Radiant team pick.
Interesting.
Yep.
So I guess that means it'll be an off. Maybe they'll just aggro try here. Maybe I mean
It's
offlane
possible.
Doom. I guess Doom against Centaur isn't too... yeah, maybe they'll just safe lane the Doom so we can get a solo matchup and then go aggro. Possibility.
10
Very
seconds
interesting.
remaining.
I mean, Void does synergize well with the Ancient Apparition as well as the Sand King.
5
And even
seconds
Alchemist for that matter with
remaining.
the Acid Spray, so...
They could, I don't know. They could do a couple things. They could go aggressive. They could just have the Doom go offlane for a bit, just grab a creep. I don't know. I don't really see them going. I don't really see why they would aggressive with the Void, but we will see pretty soon, and we'll just see what CIS decides to pick if they end up putting this Drow mid or what they really want to do with us.
Yeah, I mean,
And they
I
could
wouldn't...
grab a Viper too.
Okay, so, Well, this is going to be interesting across the board and how these teams opt to lane this. Maybe we'll just have to be patient and see. I would normally expect an aggro try with the Void, but I worry about this off-lane Doom against a safe lane tri-lane. He will more than struggle in that kind of a scenario.
I kind of like this Viper pick though versus LGD. I mean, yes, of course, the Alchemist if he's mid and Acid Spray just lets him farm anyway. But if he puts down that Acid Spray, he gets hit by the corrosive skin if Viper has it, and Viper can really press that Alchemist back.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like it will be Black playing on the Viper, so probably solo mid Viper, Inflame on the Dro. That means probably safe lane. It will be an off-lane Centaur. So, alright, CIS lane's looking more predictable.
10
LGD, though,
seconds
they're the
remaining.
enigmas, and we'll see how they want to set this up.
Yeah, and it looks like they might even just sack the offlane for a bit and just have someone rotate down there after they get a bit.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, they could very well do that. Icy will be on the Doom. He was the one playing on the Centaur last game. So, stands to reason he'll be the one in the offlane here. Alright. Well, let's introduce these rosters here. On the Radiant side, we do have Team CIS. They are up 1-0 in this best-of-2 series. They'll have Demons playing on the support Treant down in the bottom lane. He'll be joined by Inflame on the carry Dro Ranger, as well as Ao on the support Visage. In the mid, it will be Black playing on the Viper, and that does leave us with June playing a little bit of that off-lane Centaur.
And look at June's items right now. So he really wants to be able to get up in their faces. He's got 8 of his own tangos and 2 shared tangos, so he's got a lot of regen up there.
And a healing salve on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, June's ready for battle here. That's
for damn sure.
30
That's
seconds
ridiculous.
to battle.
So on the Dire side here, we've got Team LGD. We'll have Rabbit playing on the position 1 Void. Looks like he will be stationed in the safe lane. It will be DDC on the Ancient Apparition. It will be Icy here playing on the Doombringer. We'll see where he ends up. May just start off in the jungle. Yao on the Alchemist, who will be solo mid. And it will be DD playing on the support Sand King. And
He has boots
waddling
again.
his way up top. Yeah, he did start boots.
Just
Look
like
at that.
last game. He had boots on Venom, now he has boots
The
on
battle
Sanking.
begins.
And I really do like the boots on Sanking build though. It means you need that. If you want to get in range of stun with that level 1 stun, you just really, really need those boots because it's just such short range.
Yeah, Burrow Strike is definitely a little underwhelming in the first couple levels before that range gets up to give him real initiation power. Alchemist will be mid, and yeah, this will just be an offlane Doom, and I think Icy is going to have his work cut out for him. The biggest problem with Doom in the offlane is he's just got no armor. He had literally 0 armor to get things started out of the gate, and that just makes his lane presence, well, just a little bit icky. It's hard
and
for him.
he actually does get his range creep a bit in front, so maybe the lane will push out on him. He'll be able to get a little bit of experience at the start.
Yeah, and he actually hasn't leveled anything up quite yet. Didn't start in the jungle, didn't grab a Devour, but Tree just smacks him with the branch and already kind of pushes him out of the lane.
And Viper actually opted to go for Nether Toxin first instead of just doing poison attack and just really putting a lot of pressure on the Alk. And Yao is just, he's saving his skill point still at this point, seeing if he just doesn't want to throw down the Acid Spray just yet. Because he hasn't seen the Viper use poison attack, so he doesn't really want to get hit by that corrosive. But now he sees it, so now he can actually skill up, and he does get that level 2 anyway.
Yep, and grabs the concoction as well as Acid Spray, Living Armor. Comes out on Viper to get things started. He should have a pretty easy time in lane, and wow, even Black, he came prepared with this. He's got himself 3 tangos.
It's a lot of shared tangos
Yeah,
from
3
that.
pulled tangos and a set. Jesus.
Yeah, I guess the tree bought maybe more tangos, or does the Visage only have 2? Okay, the Visage only has 2, so they shared a lot of those tangos up for their solos.
Yep. And up top, Rabbit as well as June just kind of going blow for blow. This Centaur having a pretty good time in the off lane. Did opt for that level 1 return that kind of cost the Centaur in the
Oh,
last
and he's going to
game.
get caught out here.
He will have
Oh,
a hoof
beautiful
stomp
stomp.
available. And yeah, he'll survive. So he's pretty lucky there that he was level 2 when they decided to engage like that. Had he only been level 1, I think it would have been a repeat of last game where he would have been stuck with that first point in return and
Oh,
Been in
Yao
big
might
trouble.
go down here in mid.
Yep.
Oh, but he gets the concoction off.
Concoction. Yep. Black will be forced back. A pretty close call though.
Yeah, now actually, oh, Yao getting lucky in the rune spawning bottom, so he can run right down for it and get it for himself. But right now, I'm kind of giving the lanes a bit in favor to LGD because Icy's just going to have a really hard time being able to get anything in this soft lane.
Yeah.
I mean, the lanes to CIS, I think I said LGD. Whoops.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Doom is. He's just now going to hit level 2. He will grab himself that point in Scorched Earth. He did get a little bit lucky as he grabbed a Satyr Tormentor and did get that Shockwave and Unholy Aura. This is one of the best creeps Doom can grab early on for that regeneration. And
Yeah, it looks like DD's setting up a gank for mid now with this Alchemist. They want to get an early kill on this Viper with that DD rune that they have. But
Yep.
it looks like Black might be aware of this happening. He's playing very far back and on the right side.
Yeah, he was a bit far forward on the low ground, but now playing this very cautiously. Will eat a tango, now moves down to the low ground. Meanwhile, down bottom, Doom possibly in a little bit of trouble. We'll see the
Black's in
rotation
a lot
coming
of
in from
trouble.
DD. And the Concoction will connect on the Acid Spray, and Black is in big trouble here. This could be our first blood coming out. No, they won't have the damage.
Slow. The constant procs of the... Oh, and Icy's going deep right now for Black.
He
He's
wants
going to be able
this.
to get him here.
Yeah, he's got no mana, but he'll be able to chase him down with Scorched Earth. Just one auto attack. Nope, we'll need two. Black trying
Slow
to juke
from
in the
Corrosive.
trees. Oh, wow. Icy won't get it. And now Icy could actually be the one in a little bit of trouble.
And that's really the power of this corrosive skin on this hero. Like, if you just get hit by any spells or anything, it just slows down those other heroes. So Yao wasn't even able to get that second auto attack off because he just got slowed down from the corrosive from his acid spray hitting that Viper. And the same thing happened to Icy there. His Scorched Earth hits the Viper and it slows him down as well.
Yeah, very nicely done by Black, though. Fogs in the trees, and all in all, just well done. He survives. We'll grab his Ring of Regen now, working towards that mech. We'll get Living Armored up, and he won't even have to leave the lane as he just sucks through those tangos.
If Black had died there, I think he would have been pretty pissed off at his tree because the tree, I guess, just clicked minimap to use the living armor, and it ended up going on the tower instead of on Black there, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I missed that, but yeah, that would have been a little bit unfortunate.
June getting
Black's
gone on
fallen.
top right now, and he's actually going to get locked down by the cold feet and the stun, so he's actually going to be the first blood here.
Yep, there you go. Ancient Apparition grabs the last hit. Did pretty much everything he could, except position himself a little better. Down bottom, Icy could possibly get dove on.
He's got that ice armor, though. There's no way that they can kill him. He's got 8 armor with 750 health. There's no way that they can burst him down with these heroes.
Yeah, the Satyr Tormentor is good, but the Ice Ogre is pretty much that trump card. That 8 armor makes Doom actually really tanky. HP isn't his problem, it's that armor. So if you can get a big armor buff like that, it really ups his effective hit point pool.
Yeah, and it's pretty unfortunate there that June actually got killed because the lanes were going really, really in favor for CIS, but now they just jumped Rabbit's farm so far, and he's got the Midas recipe on the courier, and he's going to be able to get maybe even like basically a 5-minute Midas up on him.
Yeah, he will have to wait for the courier here. There you go. Now it's going to come back his way, and it'll be about a 5:30 Midas or so. That is pretty darn timely. And
Yeah.
nobody likes to deal with a farmed Faceless Void. Drow Ranger actually not doing that well in CS. Behind the Void by a good 8 or so as these creeps get shoved into the tower, so...
He's also going to be going for a Midas too, though, but I'm not sure how he's actually missing so many CS. I guess he had a little bit of trouble just getting used to the Drow wind-up, because that hero does take a bit to get used to if you haven't played him a lot.
Yeah, she does have kind of an odd auto attack. June was on the high ground here. There is a dire sentry ward, or pardon me, observer ward down. So Yao was privy to it. There was support on the high ground in the dire jungle. And that potential gank will be repelled. There's that Midas coming out onto the Drow like you were talking about. And it will be actually just sitting at home. Courier will deliver it now. So slightly after the Void by maybe just about a minute. Nothing too crazy. June will
June,
grab
get out of there, man.
Regeneration rune. Unstable Concoction charging. Cold Feet will proc as well. And June is just in big trouble.
Yeah, he's going to go down as well again.
Yep. There you
And now
go.
maybe Yao, nope, Yao just TPs instantly, so he's going to actually survive, and they get a kill out of that. So Centaur having another rough start, just like last game.
And both kills going the way of Ancient Apparition. So it could be a lot worse for CIS. Their Centaur will be a bit underfarmed. And this AA will get a little bit of extra farm to start off this game. But at least these kills aren't going to the Void. And at least their Viper and their Drow, their kind of two key heroes, are staying
He
alive.
does have absolute free farm, though. And the Sanking, although he did go top and get a kill, he has been stacking that big camp. And he's already at 1,200 gold with his boots. So this is going to be a very early blink again.
This could possibly be one of those blink before level 6 type games with this Sand King, as he has had Yeah, pretty much unlimited time in the jungle. No pressure has come his way, and it's been pretty easy for him. He doesn't even have another jungler slowing him down. Doom hasn't moved that way. He's been sucking out creeps from the Radiant jungle, creating even more space for the Sand King. Yao in the mid lane will get engaged on here. Viper just getting a couple of auto attacks off. Unstable Concoction flies onto the Centaur, but no engage will come out. Looks like it could be down bottom where the engage happens. Icy to get wrapped
It's still
around
a pretty
the pond.
tanky Doom. He does have a chainmail on him as well, so he is going to be rushing for that mech, and there's no way they can kill him there with the Scorcher Earth active.
Yeah, and Tree, maybe if he had overgrowth, but he's only level 3. And meanwhile, up top, looks like a kill could possibly be coming out onto June. Here's the sandwich,
Oh,
there's
yep,
the
there it
Chronosphere
goes.
as well. And yep, Acid Spray, Unstable Concoction, nothing the Centaur can do. And that'll be a 3-0 overall hero score as Rabbit adds another one to the scoreboard.
Yeah, and Visage actually started porting and was forced to cancel that port because he would have just died there.
Yep.
Radiant's top tower is under
And now
attack.
LGD will pressure this top tier 1 tower. They do have a creep wave remaining. Their bottom tier 1 will take a little bit of pressure as well. It's already rather
Radiant
low.
structures
Could
are
end up just being a
fortified.
tower for tower exchange.
Radiant's
Glyph comes
top
out for
tower is
CIS.
under attack.
And will they
Dire's
make a
middle tower is
defense
under
here?
attack.
There will be a Centaur heading to the lane, but nope, I don't think they'll even be able to hope for
He
the
might
deny
actually
here.
get caught out again here. It looks like Alchemist is wrapping behind, and Viper ports in the front, so...
Alright, wow, they will repel. Tower is in deny range. Nicely
Oh, they
done
saw
by
the
CIS.
Alchemist too.
Yep, and there it is.
Radiant's
So
top
well
tower
done.
has
Limit their
been
losses a
denied.
little bit there. Make good use of the glyph and secure a deny. Icy moving into the jungle here. He's only level 5. Will get slowed by the Drow Frost Arrows. I think they just don't have enough damage here. Or do they? Scorch
Leech
Earth
Seed
helping out
in
quite a
3
bit.
mana. Oh, if they did have that Leech Seed mana, he would have been able to get him for sure, but just short of it and missing a kill just unfortunately. And yeah, we do see the Blink Dagger, but he is level 6.
Yeah. Oh.
But he does have that level 3 Sandstorm. And
Yeah,
only level
look at that.
stun.
It's a little bit different, but I mean it works out. Can't
I
really
mean, the
knock it if
damage,
it's working.
the damage that you really gain from the Burrow Strike isn't really that much, and if you already have your Blink Dagger, the stun duration doesn't change, so you're
Yeah.
not really losing too much, except for the fact that you can't really line up a perfect stun and get 2 heroes or 3 heroes with that stun.
Mhm.
But still, that build ends up working out because you have the mobility from that Blink Dagger, and you can just get up in their faces with it.
Yeah. And he does go Epicenter at level 6, though. We've seen some slightly different Sand King builds going like a level 8 Epicenter if he wants to farm a little more. But they'll smoke up, and it looks like they are hungry for blood. I'm not sure how delicious Viper meat is, but they may give it a try here. As there's the blink forward, Burrow Strike. Alchemist charging up the Concoction. Cold Feet will proc as well as the Epicenter comes out. And Black will take a spill in the mid lane here. Dro does finish off that tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. They almost get a return kill on the Sand King. But it's just not enough, and it will be a 1-0 exchange here in the mid lane.
Yeah, and Void's actually going for a Battle Fury as well after this, so he's just going for a full explosive farm because they're not scared of this Drow at all. This Void can really get in the Drow's face as well, so I wouldn't really be too scared if I was in LGD's position either, to just farm as much as possible.
Well, speak
Drow
of the
just
Dro, going
giving a
ham
little bit
on
of
Rabbit,
harass,
but
but-
oh, out comes the Chronosphere.
Or the
And living
bashes.
armor. Yep, that'll be the Tide Turner, and Rabbit won't commit for it.
Oh, AA ult. That's actually going to bring the Drow low enough. He's going to die from that.
Yep, there you go. He'll shatter. Nicely
Yeah.
done.
Very nice AA ult, but a little bit strange by that Drow just staying there with such low health.
Yeah. I may be thinking that living armor would help keep him alive a little bit longer. But LGD looking in pretty good shape. The gold graph actually isn't as much in their favor as I would have thought. Only about 1,200 gold, but about 3,000 experience is going their way.
Yeah, the Drow did end up getting that bottom tower at least earlier on. But I said I was giving the lanes to CIS before, and it still shows that they are getting a decent amount of CS just because this Alchemist only has 14 CS in this mid lane over this Viper having 55.
Wow.
So, although they do have a lot of kills, and we do see that this Viper is going to get exploded again, and wow, they even used Doom for him. So I don't think that was all that necessary, but he's
they
dead.
burn everything. Kind of give Black that that quiet FU.
Yeah, basically. He's pretty damn dead there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
it looks like LGD, although they're not getting the most commanding lead from these kills, they're making so much space for this Void to just farm, and the Sand King has so many levels now. He's level 7 with his Blink Dagger too, and AA as well. He's level 7 as well on him, so he's doing really well for himself with 3 kills on him, and he does have an urn picked up on him too now.
Yeah. Fogged, I have a special visitor here. Merlini wanted me to forward to you that he thinks you're so good.
Wow. Oh man, Ben. Wow. Thanks, man. Listen to him.
So
I can hear him.
good.
I can
Oh,
hear him. What a
God.
jerk.
Yeah. Oh boy.
He knows he's the best, so I mean I can't really say anything back to that. So.
I still can't believe how hard this Alchemist got out farmed by that Viper, man. He literally has 18 CS right now.
That's
against
a really
Ultimate.
hard lane, man. Viper really just takes a crushing lead on the Alchemist. I don't think he should be that low on the CS, but I guess he just didn't really have the greatest time, especially after they tried to go for that kill and missed it.
Yeah, absolutely. This Void is really getting scary, though. He'll have that Battle Fury before too long, just about another 900 gold or so. And Battle Fury Midas is always scary.
Oh,
We'll
and
see him
this
engage
Centaur
onto the
top.
Centaur. And this should be a kill, I think. Epicenter, AA ult, and yeah, way more than enough. That'll make it 7-0 here as we approach that 13-minute mark.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really LGD's supports just making action happen all over the place, while CIS's supports, like I was saying, they don't really have any mobility, and Visage needed this level 6 before he could really do anything, and still at this point, he hasn't been able to find anything. And Tree, of course, he's just a walking armor right now, and he's not finding any kills or anything, and he's not really able to save his teammates at this point.
Yeah, he's only level 5, living armor, getting a little bit more potent, but still not quite at its peak. At least familiars are on the board now. This Dro, well, she's not really scary, but she's still farming pretty well, working towards a Shadow Blade.
Yeah, for sure. But then at the meantime, while all this is even happening, they've been stacking up. LGD's been stacking up their Ancients, so the Alchemist can just now Acid Spray, and he's going to get a lot of farm out of that. And I don't know if he's going to go for maybe a Medallion next, or maybe just rush out even like a Blink or even like a Lothar's. I haven't really been seeing entirely what the Chinese have been doing on this mid Alchemist every time, but I think it's been a Medallion sometimes.
Yeah, and that opens up more possibilities for Roche, but this is a little scary for the Alchemist. The Familiars will scout this out, and actually one of them will fall to the Ancients. And yeah, this one will go into Gargoyle form, but CIS are privy to this this Ancient action coming out here, and Alchemist will back out, doesn't want to get caught.
Yeah, they just can't really.
Yep.
I don't even think that they would be able to commit up there. The walking high ground up into an Alchemist Acid Spray, that's pretty terrible place to fight, especially when Viper still doesn't have that mech finished. He's very close, and he does have a commanding CS lead, but right now, LGD is perfectly fine with just farming. They're like, we have a Void, and now he's got Midas Battle Fury at 14 minutes. He's pretty damn fat.
Yeah, he's he's still #1 on net worth by a pretty big margin.
Yeah, and this Centaur is just not having a good series right now so far. He's really crippled. At least he's not bottom of the list, but he is not really finding much at all so far. Very far from his Blink Dagger. And it looks like they might set up for a kill top or something, but
yeah,
there's no way that they can kill that Void.
I mean, unless they think they can burst him down before he can Chronosphere and Time Walk, but this is a scary proposition. This Centaur has no blink. They don't have an easy initiation. A ultimate will fly in, and Chronosphere will actually be off the mark, but A ult will connect with Centaur.
Zoning Chrono.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it happens. Don't worry, Rabbit. We've all had this happen once or twice. It's okay. And Viper is going to be picking up his mech now, and we do see the Drow actually opted for a Lothar, so he's going to be trying to do a little bit more getting into the fights and stuff, but he did go to Midas and everything, and he's level 11 now, so the Familiars actually do a lot of damage, and oh wow.
Black gets
they
a
actually
solo
do end
kill.
up killing a kill on the AA. Well, I don't know what he was really doing there.
I actually caught that one. That was just AA trying to rack up a little bit of farm, and Viper finds the better of him.
Oh, strange. Not sure why he was there. A little bit greedy by that AA, and we do see them going for that bottom tower, and it looks like CIS wants to fight this, and they pop the Stampede.
Yep, and it looks like DD will be the target of choice, but Doom Ultimate comes out on the Inflame. Sand King, first to fall in this engage, and now Icy will just opt to port out. They won't have the interrupts. He'll make it. They miss
really
the hook
slow
stun.
on those Familiars.
Yeah.
He had them flying around there for a little bit, too. He had the stuns up. That was a bit strange missed micro by AO there, but still a good engagement. They got the SK there just because of that Lothar's. Inflame just had really good positioning and found that Sand King, so a fight that could have gone really, really bad for CIS ended up being just a benefit to them.
Yep, absolutely. So Dro is now level 11, and of course that second point in marksmanship makes her a little bit scarier, assuming, well, no one's up in her face and knocking off that buff. Alchemist just sitting on a casual vitality booster for now. There's still some Ancient standing. He kind of cleared out half of them, and, well, he'll eat that regeneration rune, and now he'll bottle up this 16-minute haste rune coming his way.
And I'm just waiting to see when they're going to start using this. Yeah, I don't think he's even popped the Drow Aura yet for the Visage Birds, so I'm waiting to see when they're going to start even, if they want to decide, just trying, sending the birds up on a tower really quickly, hitting it a few times with the Drow Aura, and then backing them off. But it looks like he's just trying to take farm from the enemy jungle right now with those Visage Birds.
Yep.
We do see a big smoke coming out of LGD, but
Yeah.
going to walk into the jungle, and doesn't really look like they're going to be able to find anybody there.
Yeah, and Doom doesn't have an ultimate here either. It'll be up in about 15 seconds, but they kind of need that, I think, to secure an easy kill here. Sand King will be in the front lines, does have an epicenter available, as well as a level 4 burrow strike. Looks like they will just converge in the mid lane right onto Black. There's the AA ulti that will fly, does connect. Epicenter goes off, even though the Sand King falls. They can at least make this a 1-for-1. Viper gets picked as well. Visage Familiars coming in, off the mark with the stuns once again. And that's where this engage will peter out. Viper for support Sand King, not bad for LGD.
Yeah, and he wasn't even able to use his mech because of that AA debuff, so pretty unfortunate for Black there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's got a point booster. That Viper's fairly tanky, though. He survived for a pretty good while.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the beauty of the AA, though. They weren't able to heal him up with either the Leech Seed or his mech. He didn't even try to use the mech, but he did have 15 wand, and if he wasn't hit by that AA ulti, he might have even been able to survive there.
Yeah, Living Armor helps a little bit. It will absorb the instances of damage, but doesn't do much in the way of regen. June getting engaged upon, but Living Armor, that'll help him back up, and Sand King falls once again. A ultimate flies in, but I don't think it'll be enough to force a shatter.
Oh, but they do get another kill on the Sand King, and all of that Sand King did get a very early blink, and he's gotten a few kills with it. He's also gotten some deaths on him, so he's 0-30 right now, but he does have 5 assists, so he is finding kills all over the place with it, but also dying, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, just a moment ago, he was 0-1-5, and I would have said, wow, this Sand King's had a big impact, but all of a sudden, those back-to-back deaths, slowing down some of his momentum and giving CIS some. They'll press forward into this tier 1 in the mid lane. Glyph comes out straight away, but
right now it's just LGD really making space, though. They're constantly running with 3 or 4 heroes while the Void's just farming in the meantime, and that Void's getting pretty enormous. He's got Treads, Battle Fury, Midas, and 2,000 gold on him now. And it looks like, yep, Tree's putting some aggressive wards, but they did see it, and that ward is definitely going to get countered.
And he's going to spend that 2,000 gold on a Mask of Madness. So Void is... he's hitting hard, and he's hitting fast. He is pretty high level.
I think the Mask of Madness build is actually... I mean, I guess he does need a lifesteal at this point, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the Battle Fury, but they just gave him so much room to build a farm. So this game is probably going to end up being really good. I mean, and Mask of Madness, of course, I guess it is just a completely necessary item for Void, and he is just going for a solo Roshan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just needs some kind of burst damage to be able to take people down inside of the Chronosphere, and Mask of Madness will allow you to do that. Like you said, he does move into the Roche pit here, and unfortunately they don't have a medallion up. That would make this a little bit easier, but they don't even need it. Void can take him down pretty easily here. AA will hop into the pit with him, and they will secure Roche. It looks like Alchemist just trying to tank up a bit here. Casual Vit booster now with an Ogre Club, probably just going into a BKB. CIS,
or maybe even a Heaven's Halberd if possible, but it could definitely be that BKB.
Yeah.
Wow, my voice is cracking. I don't know what's wrong with me right now, but listen to him also. He's getting pretty farmed too. He's got Arcane Boots Mac. He hasn't died on him as well this game, and he's got another 2,700 gold. And it looks like CIS is setting up a defense in their mid lane right now.
Yep. Will they get here in time to defend the tower? No, they won't, but Centaur hops in, does connect with the Hoof Stomp onto the Void. He'll take a Concoction. Now this Centaur could be in some trouble. Uses the Stampede, but there's the Chronosphere. Ancient Apparition ult will fly, and that will be the end of the Centaur War Runner. Icy does have a Doom up.
And again, right after the Centaur gets his Blink Dagger, he goes down just like last game.
Yeah, a lot of parallels here between these games. Icy taking a good bit of damage from these Visage Familiars. A pretty highly charged Concoction will connect on the Visage. That'll be enough to finish him off. A level death will secure that kill. Epicenter comes from the Sand King. But, yeah, there won't be any heroes inbound, so a little off the mark with that one.
Yeah, that was a bit weird of a jump by that Centaur. I think they were a bit late on defending that tower and just shouldn't have even gone in, but that Centaur just gets himself killed, and he gets his Visage killed in the process. But he does have that Blink Dagger now, but he is 0-5.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sure is. Alchemist moves into the Dire Ancients once again, and will just clear out the remnants of what was once a triple stack. Alk is now level 11, so this is when he can farm a little bit easier. Has another 2,400 gold or so in savings. It'll jump up a bit more after he finishes off that Ancient Black Drake, and has that point in Grievel's Greed now. So this is when Alchemist can finally start to farm up, transition into a little bit more of a playmaker. Void still topping the net worth charts, and hasn't picked up anything else yet, but already has 2,500 gold.
Yeah, and this Visage isn't really having too great of a game. His micro seems like it's a bit off, and he kind of just walked in and died there. And his micro is just—it's really not doing the best. And he just opts for a first item force staff on a Visage, which haven't really seen
Radiant's
that
top
often.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, usually it's Medallion just straight into Ag's Scepter. It's one of those heroes where Ag's is basically core. Getting another bird out gives you another stun, gives you more damage, and just makes
Especially
you all
when you
around.
have Drow, you're basically carrying. Oh man, Viper getting engaged on top with the Chronosphere and the AA ult. He's
Yep.
very tanky, but is it going to be enough to survive him? And it is, and Rabbit's going to go down. And he might even die twice, but there is no mana for the Gust.
And support is inbound. Alchemist charging up a concoction. Will fly. Rabbit in big trouble. He will not live to tell the tale. Demons connects with an overgrowth. Yao trying to pour it out. It won't happen either. That'll be a 2-0 going the way of CIS.
Yeah, strange engagement there. And Inflame actually doing a really nice play there and going from edgy treads to in treads and being able to use the Gust on that Void. So he just got silenced right after that. Aegis popped and got killed.
Mhm.
Very aggressive play coming out of LGD, and that tree armor just really saving that Viper. And
Yeah.
that's the power of that tree. If you get engaged on in a bad position, you can really just turn a fight around so much. And now that Viper's basically gonna he does have his Ag Scepter now on the courier, so he's gonna be able to throw out that poison really often, and he's gonna be extremely tanky on top of that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It seems like LGD have just been underestimating the tree throughout this game. Taking really hyper-aggressive engagements like that, where without a tree, I think the Void could have forced the Shatter there. But Living Armor, even though it doesn't heal through the Ancient Apparition ultimate, just blocking those instances of damage was enough to buy him the valuable time that he needed.
Yeah, for sure. Now this game is starting to look.
Radiant's bottom tower
I mean, it
under
still is in
attack.
favor of LGD for a bit, but it's turning around a bit. That Drow has a lot of farm. He's got a full Manta finished up, and his net worth is caught up to that Void entirely now.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary that this Void has Midas as well as a Battle Fury, and Dro's just single Midas has been enough of a tool to actually be ahead of the Void right now. That is a little bit scary for LGD.
Yeah, for sure. And they did get 3 towers now for CIS, so the towers are even across on both teams. So this game is, I'd say the game is completely even at this point.
Yep, and the gold graph starting to reflect that. Still a little bit in favor of LGD, but really not by much.
I still haven't seen this Drow pop his aura, though, I don't think.
Yeah, I haven't caught it either. There will be a 4-man smoke in the mid lane. Visage, unfortunately, a little late to the party, doesn't get smoked up, but that's all right. They will rotate into the jungle. Yeah, they don't seem interested in utilizing the aura with the familiars, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe I might not have seen it pop, but I think I don't know, he might have used an Ice. He actually gets caught out of position, but he did rush a BKB, but he's dead anyway.
Yeah, that's just
And he blows the Doom.
basically a wasted BKB charge, and yeah, if team support was inbound, then maybe that like kind of one last ditch Doom effort is worth it. But nobody was even nearby to help keep him alive. That was just a wasted ultimate.
Weird place for him to be farming too. They have aggressive wards in the enemy jungle, and they didn't see anywhere on the map. So I feel like they should have been more clumped up there. And it looks like, yeah, you were right.
Radiant's
Yao
top
is going to be
tower is
going
under
for that
attack.
BKB rush after that vitality booster.
Radiant structures are fortified.
That mid tower is going to drop quite quickly because that Drow is getting close to level 16, and he's got, like I said before, that Manta, so he hits really hard. But they decide, you know what, we should probably just. They didn't even get the time to defend that tower, so a little bit of a late reaction there by LGD. But oh, they get a beautiful stomp on that Void.
Yeah, now Rabbit's going to get punished for this. He did finish off the tower, but beautiful execution from June. Does guess basically had to take a shot in the dark where to blink and hoof stomp, and he was on the money. Gets rewarded
and
as they take down the Faceless Void once again.
The Void does pick up his. I'm not sure if he spent his reliable gold in time, but he did pick up his BKB. I think it was before he died, so at least he's got that. But it stinks that this Void is forced to be able to have to go BKB. He does have a decent amount of damage right now, but having a BKB, it really it's gonna slow him down a bit. Although even though it might save him, and they might even just gather up and go for some team fights now, it's still not the best option that you want to have to go for on a Void. And we do see the Sanking actually also pick up a gem, so they want to get these wards out of their jungle because they're a little bit worried at this point at what's happening because they just had a very commanding lead, and now at this point it's starting to move a little bit, I wouldn't say in favor of CIS, but CIS is definitely having a better shot at turning this game around.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right about that. Sand King will clear out the wards in the dire jungle. And LGD get a little bit of map control back. The Treant, how's he looking here? Does he have a Blink Dagger inbound? Nope, just sitting on Arcane Boots, unless it's... Nope, not on the Courier. Let's see, how's everyone else looking? Viper, he's got that Ag Scepter. He's had the mech for quite a while, and pretty close to level 16, and another 1,000 gold already. So Black's farm looking pretty solid. Number 3 on the net worth chart.
He doesn't even need to go damage is the beauty of it, because
Yeah.
the Nether Toxin gives him a ton of damage, and Drow is going to be he's level 16 now, so the aura isn't giving him so much damage. And this Drow is he's pretty damn fat. He only has 1 death on him, and he's got Midas, Lothar's, Manta, and another 3,000 gold on him now, and he's still farming.
Yeah, I'm curious what item he's going to go for next. I mean, does he just need to go raw damage here? Is a BKB worth it for Dro this game, given all that magic damage? Or is it just wasted since there's a Chrono as well as a Doom?
It probably will be. I mean, yeah, there's a Chrono and a Doom, but there is also a Sand King and Alkston, an AA Cold Feet, and of course, Ice Vortex and everything to slow him down. So I think it'll probably end up being a BKB, because these players like to be a little bit defensive. And like we saw last game on his Ember Spirit, he did go that BKB quite early.
Well, there will be a port in. Silence comes from the Dro, and it will be the Faceless Void. Take some familiar stuns, but they won't hop on him. They'll play this a little bit more passive. They don't have eyes on the rest of the team, and they don't want to get hyper aggressive here. Now they'll hop on Rabbit as June pokes forward. Faceless Void will be the first to go down. Epicenter coming in on the Sand King, doing a lot of damage. Just secure the kill onto the Centaur. There's the overgrowth through the BKBs. Dro just sitting in the back lines, laying into these dire heroes. Doom Ultimate comes out onto the Viper, but I think he'll survive the duration. Yes, he will. Then he'll be able to mech the team up, has some wand charges, and it will peter down as a 1-for-1 trade. Centaur for the Faceless Void.
Yeah, great trade there. I mean, unfortunate that the Centaur died, and he actually looks like he's going to be going for like a 4-staff, which, I mean, I guess it's a decent item just so he can get in there more, but he should have probably opted for a little bit more tanky. It might even be an Atos, so whatever, but it is a great trade. They did get that Void again, so that Void is dying a little bit too much, and CIS is really just starting to benefit a lot from all this.
Yeah, pretty even exchange in terms of heroes, but CIS will finish off that tier 2 tower. Dro gets the last hit. So it ends up being a fight going the way of our Radiant team. Experience graph is pretty much leveled out, and gold has been all over the place, but still a solid 5,000 gold lead for Team LGD. But all of a
after
sudden,
that engagement too, though, maybe the Drow doesn't even want to go for that BKB. He's got 5,000 gold. Maybe he's like, you know what? Maybe I can just get away with a butterfly here.
yeah, I think that would be a solid choice. I mean, MKB,
It's risky, but
yeah, MKB could be a reality on the Faceless Void, but not really anytime soon.
yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, exactly. Like the Void is going to be able to do that, but he knows that that Void bought a BKB and then just died right away, right just now. And that was a bit weird by Rabbit. He usually has some pretty damn good reaction speed, so it's surprising to see him not get the BKB off as the Centaur was blinking in to stun him.
Yeah, very unfortunate indeed.
But this Drow is playing on point too. He's getting these silences off really nicely, so
Yeah. And he's been positioning himself well. Looks like he won't go that butterfly route. Does grab himself a demon edge.
yeah, so that might just be a crit. He might just want pure damage, or maybe even an MKB. We saw him get it last time, so
Yeah. Yeah, both of those great options for just that raw right-click damage. It will be a 5-man smoke from CIS in the mid lane here. They'll move into the dire jungle, and LGD, they seem to be a little bit suspicious. They'll posture themselves very defensively about this tier 2 in the mid lane. And yeah, this smoke looks like it will be unsuccessful.
yeah. But Rabbit does just jump into the pit, and now he starts off this Roshan. So LGD looks like they are gonna sneak this Rosh. CIS are not in the position to get there in time, and the Acid Spray plus the Void's damage right now, they're gonna get it for free. They are pinging it out though, so they do know something's up, but yeah, they smoked the top. That was really unfortunate timing for that Roshan to respawn for CIS there.
Yeah, that's true. And now they won't be in a position whatsoever, and Roshan will fall uncontested. Looks like they are making a move, but just simply can't get there fast enough.
Yeah, a little bit too late. And yeah, Inflame does go for just the Daedalus on that Drow, so he's going to be hitting pretty damn hard.
Yeah. Is the butterfly worth getting against the Faceless Void? I mean, he doesn't need the MKB because the Chronosphere does disable evasion, but I don't know.
Yeah, but
is
the
that enough to
Chronosphere isn't
negate it?
always going to be on him. And you know what? I mean, Butterfly gives you a lot of agility, so it makes your Viper and your Visage and his Visage Birds do more damage. But Daedalus is also just a great item because, you know,
Yeah.
that Drow, if he's in the right position, is going to be dealing an insane amount of damage. And he doesn't really need more attack speed at all. He's got all that massive agility that he gets from marksmanship. And even if they do get close to him at this point, he does have Manta, Lothars, and that Daedalus too. So he's going to be doing a good amount of damage anyway.
Absolutely right about that. Now LGD, they'll get a little aggressive here. Hot off that roast kill, Aegis in the inventory of the Faceless Void. They want some kills, and they will group up in the mid lane. This tier 2 will start to take a little bit of pressure. Glyph is available for CIS. Concoction
Yeah, stunning
charging.
himself.
Yeah, Alka will stun himself here. June hops forward, actually off the mark with the hoof stomp. This time Rabbit does time walk back to safety. And they'll just go ahead and mech up. This is going to be a difficult push for LGD. We'll see who gets the jump. If Void can connect with a good chrono, maybe they can make it happen, but there's a Viper
Black's just
strike
gonna
out on
keep
Rabbit.
spamming him down. They can't really push this because he's just got that 12-second cooldown on that Viper strike. Every time Void walks up or Alchemist walks up to hit that tower, he's just gonna Viper strike them, and they have to back up.
Ancient Apparition ult connects with the Dro Ranger as well as the Viper, but there won't be any follow-up, and that was a pretty easy defense for CIS right there. Didn't really have to do much. LGD just can't break that tower. Living Armor already has it back up to almost full health.
Yeah, and even though that Void had such good farm, the Drow is pulling a bit ahead of him right now. Even though, and Viper is, I mean, Viper is not doing so bad for himself either. He's about 5,000 under that Void, but he wasn't a free farm. He wasn't in a free farm lane. He was in mid, and he got ganked a lot of times.
And he now has himself an ultimate orb. I wonder what this is going to turn into. Is this maybe a Lincoln's coming out just to tank up a bit more?
Maybe a Scythe, maybe a Lincoln's, could be either or.
Yeah, possibility.
Maybe just a Scotty.
Scotty Viper.
That massive slow, you know, through the BKB and everything. He's just going to be the BKB Slayer.
Yeah.
No, that's probably unlikely, but that'd be pretty funny.
Unlikely, but we'll keep
But
it on
hilarious.
the back burner. You never know.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You
But yeah,
never
I
know.
mean, the game is looking pretty even at this point. It's just going to be a lot up to how this positioning of this round. They are going to find a solo kill on this, or not solo kill, just a catch up on the Sand King in a bad position. And it also is a gem.
Yep. So a little bit more of a valuable kill right there. Gem does get picked up.
It's on the Centaur, so. Wow.
By the Centaur.
Much professional.
God, I know. I need more coffee.
But yeah, he's still. I actually don't think I've seen him use the precision aura. But at this point, it's not really meant to make too much of a difference because they've been using the birds just very, very defensively and following them around. So they haven't really been doing like this split pushing thing with the birds, which we do see some teams do.
Yeah. I'm still a little bit curious about this four-staff Visage. It doesn't really seem to have been particularly useful. He could be pretty close to his Ag Scepter. He could actually have that Ag Scepter by now if that was just straight into Ags instead of getting that four-staff. So, I don't know. Maybe it's come in handy a few times that I haven't noticed, but Visage is only 1-1 and 3. He hasn't been particularly active.
Yeah, he really hasn't been. I haven't ever really seen a four staff on Visage. Not in a while, at least.
Yeah, that's definitely a new one.
I'm just clicking around on people, seeing what items anyone else has been picked up. We just see the Doom picking up a plate mill. His farm slowed down a lot. I mean, he was doing quite well for himself after he didn't really get too much experience in that loft lane. Void has 5,000 gold. Alchemist has 4,000 gold. So it looks like people are just saving a lot of money. AA is also very close to his Ag Scepter on him as well.
And that will be scary. Also, this Alchemist, whatever he wants to grab next, it'll probably be an Assault Kuros, but we'll be able to pick it up before too long here.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll go for that, and the Doom will go for Shiva's, but we see the tree blocking that Doom right there on the side there, and he's just pinging him out. It doesn't. I can't tell if Doom even realized or said anything, but they do get a stun on that. On the Void,
Rabbit could be in some trouble here. Stampede comes out from June. He will force staff away. There's the silence coming out from Dro. Only catches the Sand King though, and now this Centaur. He is in a little bit of trouble here. He will get stunned up, and there you go. Faceless Void secures that kill. Now Void hops in. There's the Chronosphere. Connects onto Inflame. Ancient Apparition ult will fly. This should be a dead Dro Ranger right here. She does fall. That's a 2-0 to get this fight going. LGD in pretty good shape.
Yeah, and he has to be really careful for the position that he was in. It was just too risky. They really made the Centaur kind of screwed them there by running left. He forced them all just to run over there and follow him, and yeah, Drow paid with his life by following.
Yeah. And now LGD should be able to get this tier 2 tower in the mid lane. We see Tree just being that mobile ward using Nature's Guise. And do they have any detection? No sentries?
Yeah,
no
DD
stuff?
had a sentry on him, but he didn't end up using it.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's a Radiant Sentry from the Tree. And not making this push easy, but there you go. There's the Assault Kuros out on Alchemist. So he is much more tanky. He's also almost level 16. Unstable Concoction connects.
Four
onto
staffs
Visage.
all over the place.
Yeah, seriously. Demons coming in. There you go. That's the overgrowth. BKB popped by Icy straight away, as well as the BKB on Yao. Now they're looking to get aggressive. They'll catch the Visage. And just
Recover the gem.
He'll go in the other way. Yeah.
But now they're going to get a lot of damage on this tower. The Glyph is down.
This
oh,
could
big
be
Centaur
Rax right
stomp to
here.
delay it. Yeah, maybe. The Drow is up, but he doesn't have any defensive items, and he has to be careful on his positioning. Centaur is going to go down as well. And there's a Void right on top of that Visage right after the buyout, so... Like we were saying
but-
before, Visage not really having a great game and showing it. And now Yao getting slowed down by the Drow drastically, and he's definitely going to pay with his life. They're going to
Yep.
stitch him.
No chemical rage, and they will hold the racks. Still a good fight for LGD. They made a couple of kills, and they furthered their lead by a pretty good margin here. Just about 10,000 gold, somewhere about 7,500 experience. And they will eventually be repelled. Faceless Void with 8,000 gold in savings. Really curious to see what he picks up next here.
Yeah, he just got so much farm out of all those engagements because it was just they were just sitting there the whole time trying to get that tower, and they ended up getting 2 towers out of it and a lot of kills. So he's doing really well for himself, and that's probably going to be a full butterfly.
Yep,
Let's see.
Doom just picked up the Shivas. We mentioned the Assault Kuros on the Alchemist already. And
Oh no, he's going for Demon Edge, so he goes for crit.
Okay.
He does have a lot of damage already, and I guess he's like, you know what? What's Butterfly gonna do? I might as well just do sheer damage at this point because I just need to kill that Drow. I just need to jump on him and kill him, and he's pretty useless if he gets him killed in that Chronosphere.
Yeah, but some really scary items have been picked up now. That's an Ag Scepter out on the Ancient Apparition, and Sand King also with a Veil of Discord. So
A
this
lot of
next
gold
team
on the
fight-
side of LGD.
Yeah, this next team fight for CIS will be so difficult. The gold graph, it was 10,000. All of a sudden, 12K in their favor. And just with these new item pickups, I mean, the Veil of Discord is pretty scary, especially with a Sceptered AA ultimate. That could be some crippling damage coming out. There's another...
I do say Viper go for the Scythe, so
Yeah, good call
at
on
least
that.
a bit
Not
of a
the Lycans.
lockdown. Yeah, I mean, they lack a little bit of the lockdown, and they don't have anything like instantly to stun anybody. Because if the Centaur just blinks in and stuns, the Void does have time to stop that with his BKB, or just to initiate with a Chronosphere instantly. But with the Sheep, it's an instant lockdown, and they can maybe even get a burst down on him. The Drow just has to be super careful with his positioning.
Yep, that is a day in the life for the Drow Ranger. All about that positioning, and even Drow has another 4,500 gold, so she'll be able to grab another hard-hitting item before too long. Roshan coming up in less than a minute, just about 45 seconds away. We'll see if LGD scout it out. Perhaps they can get themselves an Aegis before they try and break the base, or maybe they'll just go for it.
They might just go for it, and pointing it out just like last game, the Centaurs have just had rough time in this series. This Centaur is 0-8.
Radiant's
Whoa.
bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
and-
attack.
I can't believe... Oh, man. This
And we
has
even-
not been the Centaur series.
Yeah, and I mean, the Visage isn't really having the greatest time either. His score doesn't really show too much that it's so bad, but he just doesn't have any kills. He's only part of 4 kills, and they've only had 11 kills in this 40-minute game go their way.
Yeah.
But we do see the tree have 0 deaths, so at least he's doing pretty good for himself.
Dyer's
Just
Yeah,
walking
he hasn't
around.
died much,
Is
but
under
he's
attack.
still been pretty low impact.
He hasn't died at all.
0, and 3 is not bad, not amazing, but could be worse.
Dyer's
Minimizing
top
his
tower
losses.
is under attack.
Stampede used. They wanted to scout out that Roshan, and yeah, they do see that it is up, and that is the cheese. So that is the 3rd Roshan.
Yeah, this is a big Roche. CIS don't want to hand it over for free like they did the other two. For good reason, but LGD, they're playing this pretty safe as well. They'll be on the high ground outside of the pit. They don't really want to commit to it.
And
The
Drow
ideal-
did pick up that BKB now. So I guess he decided, you know what, I really do need this. I die super easily, but I'm not even sure if it'll save him.
Yeah, Blink Dagger out on the Doom. He could just hop onto Inflame.
And he's really like everything that they have at this point. I mean, yeah, Viper is doing decent damage, but compared to a Drow, it's nothing. And oh, they do try to jump, and he does get the BKB off, and the Chrono Inflame is just going to get absolutely melted.
Yep,
And I
Rabbit
wouldn't
just
be surprised
takes
if that's
him
game.
down. Oh, easy double kill for the Void there. And now they'll continue to pursue
Bash.
forward. Visage will actually pour it out, but Black's in trouble. He'll get doomed.
This will definitely be a good game here, because the Drow can't come back for 60 seconds. I'm not sure if they'll call it, but they're going to get an Aegis and a cheese here, and then they're just going to be able to just really barrel down mid, because this Void has another 6,000 gold.
Yep, Demons is on the run. He's got some Leech Seeds following him here.
If they even decide to go for this Roshan, they might even just go for buildings.
Yeah, now that the tree is dead, there are no buybacks available for CIS. It's just Visage right now. And I don't think he'll be able to do a hell of a lot to keep these racks alive. There is a glyph, but that will only buy them time. And a little time at that, 5 seconds.
Radiant's middle
So this
barracks
will
is
be-
under
Did I say
Radiant's
goodest
middle
before?
barracks.
Did I really?
Did you?
My English is broken right now, man. Whatever. It's late.
Oh, I didn't even catch it.
I think I caught myself saying it. I'm just whatever. My voice is cracking. Puberty or something. 24 years old puberty. Yeah.
Are fortified.
Yeah.
It's late. Cut me
It's
some
late.
slack.
There you go.
Tower is under
Forget about the
attack.
puberty. It's
Radiant's
just late at
top
night.
tower has fallen.
Mid lane of racks have fallen. Top tier 3 goes down, and they should be able to secure 2 lanes. There is still a tier 2 tower standing in the bottom lane, so they won't be able to rotate down. Melee racks fall. There's a blink forward hoof stomp. And Centaur ultimate has been popped. CIS do want to make some kind of a fight here, but Chronosphere is already up. So this Void could just turn around, and I think LGD could pretty easily just re-engage.
There's the BKB
coming in, but
and
now in
goodbye,
flame,
Drow.
stuck inside the Chrono. Oh, the overgrowth buys him a little bit of time, but Dro will fall to the Alchemist Acid Spray. Treant Protector gets cleaned up, and there we see the GG Well-Playeds come out. Well timed, 3 easy kills. They'll press forward. They'll probably finish off Black here as well. Doom throws the ultimate, and there you have it, Boggs. LGD, they make it a 1-1 this first best of 2.
I don't know. I didn't really like the lineup that CIS had. I just felt like LGD had just a completely stronger lineup overall throughout the game. Even though CIS did have good lanes and it was going well for them, the Centaur just wasn't really able to have much of an impact on the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the Drow, or the Visage even. I mean, he didn't really get to do anything, and it's 42 minutes, and you see him with only just a point booster, so he got really underfarmed.
Yeah, and taking a look at the Chinese stream here, CIS looking a little bit sad. LGD looking a little more chipper. That's pretty intense hair. I'm not sure which player that is, but I'm digging on his hairdo. Roland, which player is this?
I'm not looking at the stream right now.
No, I'm asking the intern. He knows the players, kind of. Maybe not. He can't remember. Damn it, Roland. You had one job. You had one job. So we'll see who the MVP is, and then we'll take a quick break here. So coming up next, it is... Roland, what's up next? Is it DK or IG up first? DK Titan. Okay, so it will be DK versus Titan for our next best of 2.
Just look at really quickly though before we go out of here. Just
Sure.
look at the damage done this game. It's only 40. It wasn't as long as the last game, but look at the damage done in comparison to last game. This Ember Spirit. No one broke 20,000 damage in this game done to heroes. The Ember Spirit had 48,000 damage done about 10 minutes after this. So that just shows the power that hero really can have in a game.
Yeah, Faceless Void did about 16,000. Just to give you a point of reference, the Drow Ranger did about 12,000. Viper 16. And the Centaur about 7,500. So, yeah, Ember Spirit, he's just on a whole nother level of damage dealing. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that's for sure. In this game, I mean, I kind of have to say that this is a lot. Even though the picks, I don't feel like were the best for CIS, I feel like the Centaur kind of dropped the ball, just like the last game.
Yep. So, all right, guys, we'll have a short break here, and this next best of 2 is scheduled to get underway actually in just about 3 minutes. So we're right on schedule here. WPCA is doing it right. It will be Titan versus DK, although DK with 3 stand-ins. We'll see how they fare against Titan as the gauntlet continues. I'm Zyori. With me today is Fogged, and we'll be back after this short break.